Welcome back to AM Northwest. Okay, AI isn't coming for your job, but someone who knows how to use it might. Here to share practical ways to make AI your career ally instead of your replacement, we welcome back strategic advisor and executive coach, Dr. Carol Parker Walsh. Always good to see you.
You too.
Okay, so you say we need to give ourselves a mind shift about AI when it comes to working.
For sure. And I know there's a lot of AI fear. People think it's going to take their jobs. And unfortunately, there has been several organizations who have done a lot of cutting at their entry level.
Right.
Because they found practical ways to use AI. But the problem is that we're losing interpersonal skills. We're having some knowledge decay because people are relying on it and not using their brains and things
knowledge
of that nature.
Decay. We're getting lazy.
We're getting very lazy.
AI, help me write this letter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And so some people are at a place where they can't do anything without it. I mean, and we already are losing vocabulary and language skills and communication skills.
Right.
We've seen that with just social media generally, you know, over time and how people type. So we have to really be thoughtful about how we use AI. But, you know, there's a big fear about it replacing you. And, you know, there's some ways you want to guard against that.
Yeah. So one of the things you say to do when it comes to looking for work is run your job through an AI filter.
Yeah. So one of the things, if you're one of the people who are worried about, you know, is this going to be a job for the future or am I going to be laid off for it, is to take your job and use ChatGPT or one of the other systems and ask the question, what part of this job can be done with AI assistance and what will require a human to be able to do this work. And then that way you can get ahead of the game before someone comes to you to say we're going to replace you. You're able to have a conversation to say, well, some of the pieces of my role can be replaced, but here are the pieces that require me to be there. And you want to really lean into those and augment those as much as you can and figure out how to leverage AI to support those human functions that you need to do within your work.
You say to become fluent in AI, even if you're not technical.
Yeah, exactly. The thing about AI, I was talking about this earlier, is that it tends to what they call hallucinate in the field, meaning that it'll give you what you want to hear.
It's going to give,
exactly. Or it's going to make up something. You know, there have been times that I've asked AI, did you make this up? And they'll say, yeah, you caught me.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And so one of the good things that you can do is really be savvy about making sure that you're getting good output, data output from it. And the way to do that is to really get good at your prompts, to get good at what you're asking. And you can be one of the valuable people in the workplace by creating a prompt library, Creating really good prompts are going to give you
what a prompt
really
is.
Good. The prompt are the questions that you ask of AI, So it can generate good data. And that's the key, is that in the field, there's a lot of conversation around data clarity, data quality, and data management. And the key is that you want to use AI, it's fabulous, but you want to make sure the output is useful and that it's going to be right. It's going to be something that you can use. And so one of the things you can do to really elevate your status in the workplace is to make sure that you are creating good prompts, that you're letting people know how to get really good data from the AI.
You say position yourself as the translator.
Yeah, and this is a great thing to do. I mean, if you run, for example, your job through an AI filter and you realize some of it can be done through AI, you can, you know, nowadays you don't really need to write code to create custom GPTs or AI agents. And you can create those for some simple workflows to make people's lives really easier. So you can be the one that's doing some training around the workplace to let people know, you know, here's a custom GPT that you can do to run maybe through your emails or to do repetitive behaviors that you don't necessarily need to do, but you can create an agent that will do it for you.
A repetitive behavior, like?
Or something like, for example, I have a document that I often give to people, and, you know, I'm not available to answer the question, but sometimes people may have questions about, you know, with the information in the document or how to leverage it. So I created a custom GPT that goes along with the document that's programmed to answer any questions that people may have related to the content in the document. And so that way I don't have to be present, but people can leverage the tool to ask any question. Now it's in the parameters of the document, so they can't ask what's the capital of Montana. You know, it has to be within the scope.
Helena.
But,
Just in case anybody was wondering.
But any questions related to that, instead of me having to be on the scene, that's something that you can do within the workplace. So if any kind of job or document or workflow that you're doing over and over again, or you're getting questions about over and over again, you can set up without having to know how to code a custom GPT or AI agent that will do do that for you. And so that's another value that you can bring to the workplace, that you can learn on your own so that you can translate AI for other people.
You say focus on what AI can't manage.
Yeah, this is the biggest thing.
It can't manage people.
It cannot manage people. AI does not have emotional intelligence as much as we think it does.
Right. I mean, people are considering AI boyfriend or girlfriend.
Oh my goodness. So, yeah. And so that's the other problem with AI, is that it's really generating a lot of isolation and causing people to work in silos.
Right.
And so, but AI can't manage conflict. It can't help to settle people down if they're feeling upset. And even people are trying to use AI for coaching, but even from that perspective, it doesn't understand context.
No.
It doesn't understand nuance. It doesn't understand background. And so there's still a need for human engagement. And so whenever you're bringing in AI, a lot of times when I talk to organizations, you want to make sure that you're not getting rid of the human component, that you're scaffolding human development and human interaction with your AI, because it's not going to be a replacement, and you're going to lose really vital ways of managing your people, supporting your people, and advancing your people if you just are looking at the technology and not looking at the people part of it.
Right. That is so. What we're seeing now going on with AI is really kind of overwhelming for a lot of folks.
It's very overwhelming, and it is moving at the speed of light. I tell people we're in the wild, wild west when it comes to AI, because literally every month there's something new we're learning.
Right.
There's something new that you may have thought was the standard last month that is the new standard this month.
Right.
So it's constantly evolving, and staying on top of it is really challenging.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the key is to make sure that you don't lose the people part of it, that don't assume that the technology is something separate from the people part of it.
Right.
Because there's a lot of fear around using it. There's a fear around replacement. There's a fear around what it will mean if, I engage in this tool, like I talked about, not, losing your intelligence, your vocabulary, and things of that nature. So there are things from a human perspective that we really want to be thinking about when we're looking at AI. But from a career perspective, there are ways that you can leverage it to augment your role as opposed to replacing your role.
Absolutely. All very good information, Carol. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right.